today's video, we're going to be diving deep into a $180 billion market in which there are a ton of opportunities present in the e-commerce landscape. So we're going to dive into a brand that's doing about $60 million a year in this category, in this broad category, and it's called Graza. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into it right now. We're going to go over this brand, the market, and even an opportunity within this market that is just starting to pop off. So it could literally make millions in the next few years, or who knows, you could be the next Graza for this category. I'll show you in just a second. But Graza, they sell extra virgin olive oil, and that's one of the categories within this broader market. But the broader market is the cooking oil market, and it's valued at $180 billion in 2024, which is pretty wild. That is a big market, right? Now, Graza, they actually sell extra virgin olive oil, as I just mentioned, which is a very trending category in the cooking oil market. A lot of people are going crazy over extra virgin olive oil now because of the rising awareness in its health properties, and also the rising awareness in just how bad processed foods are and most cooking oils that restaurants and people use. So there's a lot of tabs here, but first things first we can learn from this brand is their landing pages on Shopify. They use Shopify, of course. Shout out to Shopify. And it's just brilliant. It's really beautiful. It looks really, really nice. And basically they just strongly push you to subscribe, which is brilliant. So, these guys are a subscription brand. It's almost like a supplement brand, right? Because they have the subscription option here, which is one of the most powerful e-commerce models out there. If you can have a product that is consumable and you can incentivize people to subscribe, you got a great business right there. Now, let me actually show you, I don't want to tease you for too long, what market I was talking about that's actually starting to pop off and is a massive opportunity. It's the algae cooking oil niche. I've actually never heard of this. Let me know in the comments if you've heard of this before. I found this using the ShopiLab AI research platform. It's my software. It's really cool. I use it all the time. And I show it here just honestly to provide value, right? I'm literally just showing you something I found in here that I think is really, really valuable to know about. But algae cooking oil is seeing a pretty big explosion right now. And I only found like one brand that sells cooking oil at some sort of scale. It's this brand called ACC, Algae Cooking Club. So they're going all in on this algae trend, which again, I'd never heard about, but clearly it's one of those very tight-knit, strong niches that people are very into, but it's just not popular yet. So this is like the early adoption curve. That's where this brand is at, which, by the way, if you guys are watching this video from this brand, hit me up. I would love to invest into this. But that's besides the point. They have a brilliant store, very beautiful site. I really like it. It's super simple. They got some ideas on what you can cook with it. Some of the properties here. I love this section. I think this section is super, super nice because it just really highlights like how superior algae cooking oil is. So, but anyways, yeah, this is just a pop-off market. I will say though, if we take a look at the traffic distribution from these two sites that I just showed you, Graza and Algae Cooking Club, we're also going to look at Graza's ads in just a second so that you can replicate some of what they're doing to your brand. But we can see that Graza is just crushing it, right? They're getting about 200,000 monthly visitors. And keep in mind, of course, Graza is in like every retail location too. Target. I have a grocery store nearby called Kowalski's that I go to. That's like my favorite. They're there too. And yeah, they're pretty much everywhere. So e-commerce is not the main place that they're getting traffic from, right? But they are growing consistently. However, yeah, the Algae Cooking Club site is also not doing so bad. 44,000 monthly visitors, and they're getting people from all over the world. 5.5% of that is just from Australia, for example. And yeah, for Graza, weirdly enough, 4.5% of their traffic is from Nigeria on their site. Not sure how that happens, but that's quite interesting. And this is also the ShopiLab platform. Again, not shilling it to you. I'm just genuinely using it for myself for this video. Now, One other thing that we can move into now is Graza's ads, because they do have, they're at 60 million in revenue. So they're doing a lot of things right. And again, yeah, I think the Algae Cooking Club is also doing a lot of things right. Super cool brand in a really interesting market. In fact, this is actually forecasted to continue to grow at this rate. So I really like this niche. Again, if anybody's building in this space, hit me up, especially Algae Cooking Club. I would love to collaborate. I think I can help a lot. Anyways, Graza is running a lot of ads, 58 different results. And if we scroll down, we can see some of the ones that they've been running for a long time. So these are some of the ones that they launched in July. So these are probably the ones that have done the best so far in the last few months, because they still have them active. One thing about the meta ads library, which is what I'm using right here, it's not entirely accurate. Sometimes for some reason it shows active ads, but these ads may not even be getting any spend in an ad account, right? So not always the best place to get accurate research. And honestly, there's really no good place to get accurate research, or like 100% accurate. So you have to use common sense a bit and, some of your own logic in order to, do some research yourself. But they run a lot of static. So as you see, crazy fresh olive oil starting at $16. You may not be able to read that, but they just have some very simple static ads. Let me see if I can zoom in here. So yeah, very simple static ads. This one says crazy fresh single origin olive oil the way it should be, olive oil made for anyone that cooks. So they're going after a very clean aesthetic, super brand congruent, right? It just looks like it fits their brand a lot. Honestly, anybody can make these with AI these days. You could literally just copy paste this into ChatGPT and tell it to recreate it for your brand. So, they probably spend tens of thousands of dollars on this, on these photo shoots. You could do it with AI for pretty much free. And by the way, we do have modules around that in the Shopee Lab Accelerator here. We have a bunch of courses and stuff. I know people hate to talk about courses, but I see a lot of data. I run an agency. I got a really talented team, and we see a lot. So we're trying to productize all the knowledge that we see from a variety of clients, software clients too. Everything we're learning, just putting it into courses in there for, our own team, but also for people that want to join. So yeah, that's one of their ads. Let's continue here. So they're running some partnership ads. Very smart. Everybody should be running partnership ads if you have UGC collaborations that you do, which you should, right? I believe every brand at a high level, whether it's, software, e-com, apps, they all do collaboration ads because it's super smart. You can capitalize on somebody else's following, and run ads from both pages. People love buying from, they don't love buying from ads, but people do trust people more than they trust brands. That's why platforms like TikTok Shop are just always popping off, or just consistently doing better and better. And affiliates on there are getting super rich because people just trust people. So let's continue here to some other ads. Let's look at this one. This is a limited time only ad, right? Get a free sizzle spray with the Do It All trio. So they're running some offer ads as well, right? Like even this brilliant, super clean brand, right, is still running offer ads. And I love that. I actually think more brands should treat their marketing like this, where, you're still scrappy. You don't need to, make it so perfect. Like, I don't know. I think some people may have a problem with a brand running consistent offers, but I think it's a good idea, personally.
One oil doesn't fit every job.
One oil doesn't fit every job.
Graza
gives you options that are easy to
Graza
understand.
absolutely
Graza
absolutely
lives up to the
super
hype.
fresh,
Super fresh.
Single origin
Starts
at
at
$16.
It's made with olives that are picked, pressed, bottled in the same season.
You can even see the harvest date
right on the label. This is kind of long. It's only 39 seconds, but I know you guys got the attention span of a peanut, so I don't want to stay on it too long. Anyways, that's a pretty good ad. I actually really like that. I thought that was super congruent, but also it felt native to the platform. Those kind of ads are really good because they also kind of like almost teach you something, which are the best kind of ads in my opinion. If an ad can really intrigue you and educate you, then even if you don't buy, I feel like you're getting value from it. So people actually do love engaging with ads like that, or seeing ads like that. I certainly do, right? If I'm going to see an ad, I would prefer the ad to be, educational or something. And, I want to at least learn something from the ad if I'm going to be watching it or be entertained by it, right? Let's look at one of these partnership ads just so you can see kind of what these look like sometimes. They take all sorts of shapes, right? You can run partnership ads with really any kind of content that you want. Of course, you have to make sure you approve it by the creator that you're running it on or running it with. But let's see this one.
A professional chef. I would consider myself professional mock chef.
Professional chef. Okay, so it's just like quick fast edits. She's just talking about this thing. But yeah, it's pretty raw. I mean, you see there's no captions, nothing. So it's just targeted at her audience, right? These are super nice. Raw videos like this do super well. I mean, if we browse TikTok shop, let's just do it super quick. Okay, I got some time still. You're still with me, right? So if we go to creators, right, or let's just look at the top videos on TikTok shop. This is Calidata, by the way. It's a TikTok shop analytics software, the best one. And I'm biased, because we work very closely with Calidata at the agency. I just love those guys. They're super cool. I was one of their first affiliates actually in the US like years ago. That's why we have such a good relationship. I saw the vision. But anyways, if we take a look at the top ads, right, they're all super raw. Like, it's just a raw video and it's 12 seconds long. It's kind of insane actually. So if we take a look at the video link, you'll see it a little more clear. You look happier things. I couldn't afford the shot and it gave me terrible side effects. I finally found something that worked. So this is those patches, right? This is the top performing individual video of the last 30 days on TikTok shop. Pretty nuts, right? I mean, it's kind of simple, but that's how a lot of the top TikTok shop videos are. So, that's what that video on Meta just reminded me of this one. It's sort of like that, but with like a little bit of a higher production value. So very cool. Very cool. Now, Graza does run social media and they do very well on social media. Actually, they get a lot of engagement into the Grazaverse. So this got like 1,000 likes. You're invited to this. And by the way, they actually get a lot of engagement, which is super impressive. They got an amazing social media team. Like, this kind of stuff goes a long way. I think if you can really get this kind of engagement on social media, these guys know the viral formats. They're doing slideshows. Oh man, slideshows are so powerful. I actually talked about that. And again, I'm not trying to shill, I'm just mentioning it. Maybe for some of you that are part of the Shopee Lab Accelerator. So I actually talked about slideshows like a month ago or so, a month and a half ago in the community, because it's one of the ways that we've driven a lot of traffic for one of our brands on Amazon. Actually, like if you drive it to Amazon, it can really work, but also for Shopify too. It can work for anything, even apps. They're doing it for Graza, as you see. So yeah, they got an amazing team, but you see, not everything is a hit, right? Like this one got 150 likes. They're not all getting like insane engagement. So one of the things that they're likely doing is just running an awareness campaign or an engagement campaign in their ad account and just putting all these awesome videos in there. I think that's going to make a comeback this year. That was really big actually when I first got into e-com back in like 2018. I remember actually running an engagement campaign on Meta and making sales from it, which is pretty crazy to think about. But I think now that's not the intention of those campaigns. Sure, you probably will get some sales from them, but it's mostly to showcase your awesome content, your community-driven content, like community-led content, stuff like that. So I think it's going to make a comeback because it's just funneling people into your funnel, right into your ad funnel. Anyways, just to summarize here, I think we're getting a little long. Let me just go back to that trend. Algae cooking oil, absolutely pop off trend. This is seriously something that I think is going to be huge, especially given that it's actually so much better than other oils. It's just a superior oil, so why wouldn't it win in the long term, right? So yeah, Algae Cooking Club, again, hit me up if anybody knows them. I think this is so clean. I love this brand. But that's the first thing. That was kind of like the hidden, like really golden nugget out of this video, I would say, if you're looking for ideas. Second is, Graza is killing it. They got a brilliant funnel here that they got going on. Amazing ads, but even amazing social media and just community efforts that they're doing, which just is super smart. And again, that's not to mention all their retail game, right? They got crazy retail game. They're in every store that I ever go to pretty much. But another thing is, oh yeah, wait, actually, I forgot one thing. Sorry, I need to talk about this. I did look at Graza's Facebook comment analysis. This is a complete free tool, and I'll show you why it's powerful, right? Because this is why I want to share with you, is to show you some of the things that people are unhappy with, some of the pain points of their customers or people who engage, but also some of the things that people love, right? So people are saying things like, in a commercial for this product, it is stated that the olive oil is completely chemical free. Either you're lying because everything is chemicals. This person is funny. Or you're selling empty bottles and calling it olive oil because, again, everything is chemicals. Your commercial fills me with a white hot rage every time I hear it. That's kind of funny. I think, they should totally be hiding that or replying to it. But if we take a look at the marketing angles, we can see people want more highlighting of the product purity and authentic origin to build trust. But this is why you got to get people in a funnel in your ads, right? I mean, Meta does a lot of it themselves, but this is why you want to have creative diversity in there, because sometimes people need to hear the same message in like 7 different, formats before they understand it. People are having delay issues, website. This is actually the one that intrigued me, is the website functionality problem. So people are saying that, they're having trouble with the edits, subscriptions. So, one thing that I think this is a super clean site. I do think it's a little clunky the more that I, kind of use it. Frequency every month. Okay, one-time purchase, glass refill. I mean, it's pretty clean. Let's take a look at it in mobile view though. But yeah, some people are having trouble with it. So yeah, sometimes just a cleaner, simpler landing page may be better. But in this case, it's working pretty well for them. I don't know if this is just, I think it's just my computer. It's probably not how it is on their normal site. Buy multiple gifts sent to multiple addresses. That's a smart idea. But yeah, if we take a look, there's a lot of neutral comments. They get a ton of comments from just their organic stuff. And people, that's what's super cool about what they're doing. It's like we can see just so many people engaging, and like every time somebody engages with your brand, that's like, they're slowly buying into your brand. And that's why this community kind of stuff that they're doing on Instagram is so powerful. And that's also why, you should probably get smart reply if you're not replying to all your comments, because, you want everybody to get a reply. You don't want people to, all of these, just replying to every comment can double the comments in your feed or in your post. It's such an easy hack. It's kind of shocking that more people don't just do it. But I get it. It takes a long time. Even if you already have like a $50,000 hire that's supposed to be doing that, they can't really do it because they're not working 24/7. So that's actually why Smart Reply exists. So get that in the description. But use this tool. This is a free tool. Again, it's literally 100% free. You don't even need to do any sort of like email sign up or anything. It's not like a honeypot, or anything like that. It's literally just value. So you can just put in any Facebook page in here and it'll give you kind of their reply rate and some of the pain points of the customers, a little analysis based on the comments, and some marketing angle ideas. But just to wrap it up one last time, yeah, algae cooking oil, definitely an interesting trend you need to look at if you're trying to dive into this market. The cooking oil market is so massive. I mean, it's just crazy to think about because, we always think about these like AI technology markets, and of course they're big, but like, man, look at this. That's pretty crazy. That's yearly value, right? That's insane. Also, Graza's crushing it. That was another thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Follow me for more. Peace.